So, what was going on in my mind during Tuesday? Well, Tuesday was a difficult day because, first of all, weekly time frame we rejected previous week candle rejected from the weekly fair value gap. So I'm thinking this could be a level to look for. Maybe we are not going to liquidate that low anymore. C of this week doesn't really mean for me too much as of now. Then you can see how Tuesday kind of played out. We wick lower, liquidate two previous days lows there, mitigate this once more, this weekly imbalance, and then we absolutely shoot higher. So it was a difficult day for me because I was mixed bias. I was like, we could shoot higher, we could shoot lower, and I will tell you the reasons. So weekly time frame looks like we are bullish, but when you see this is the weekly week that we saw in the weekly time frame, but in 4 hour time frame, it's nothing but sell side, massive amount of sell side liquidity down there, and chop higher, and then we absolutely smash lower again, and at this point, we are trading. This is Tuesday morning, New York time here, and I'm just thinking like, yo, I'm not sure where we're going because CPI is coming out in Thursday. Wednesday is FOMC. We got new week opening gap up here, to which market likes to gravitate towards. Everyone knows that. So it's like, okay, we got some very big news drivers coming in the week. Tuesday, no news at all. Okay, there is a chance that we are going to chop a little bit, and this is not choppy price action, but in high time frame context, it still stays inside of this range that we have created because it's not willing to go and sweep any of these lows here. But yeah, my initial thoughts was we got some 4 hour fair value gap here. I'm not sure. I would need to see if that holds or doesn't hold. And going to the hourly time frame, I was just thinking, are we going to like tap into this hourly fair value gap and then reject higher, or are we just going to inverse this gap and smash lower? I wasn't really sure about anything. Like, we are in between bullish and bearish order flow in my opinion here. So I couldn't really form like a high time frame idea for the trade. Now low time frame, it gave me like a nice idea because first of all, when we are consolidating here, we got this imbalance which we are also holding, which is good sign of but most importantly, what I noted is this fair value gap low, so or fair value gap high. So what I told you just a minute ago, if we were going to go higher, we would most likely tap into this fair value gap. That's my thinking progress or thinking process here. So that's your sell side. We come super close to that pre-market open here. Create almost equal lows here. So now what do we have here? Hourly fair value gap high, unmitigated. We got 2 times equal relative equal lows here. So pretty nice liquidity targets. So when market opens 9:30 and we sweep the high here, I'm thinking, okay, I will execute shorts towards the lows here because There is also a chance that market wants to come to the new day opening gap, but I would take most of my profits out at that sell side. So I would have executed shorts had market given me an opportunity, which it didn't. Let me show you one more thing. So it was new opening range gap, sorry. So where does market open? 9:30. Up here. Okay. Let me give you, no. Let's just do this. So this is the new range opening gap, and where does the price stop trading yesterday? It was 4 p.m. So here. So this is new range opening gap. Now it lines up with that new day opening gap and with that sell side. You can see that consequent encroachment level and sell side liquidity quite nice. So now reasons for us to trade lower is 1 hour fair value gap, relative equal lows, CE of that opening range gap, possibly willingness to come and find support at that new day opening gap. In my opinion, those are good enough reasons to get short. And that's why my bias was short, and obviously I didn't have much of a high time frame bias. So lower time frame bias was short here. And market started to form a pattern here where I thought that, okay, we could have a chance of shifting lower and targeting these lows, because market open 9:30 there. We trade first lower, then we have another swing higher. Then we fail to break, and I'm thinking at here somewhere when we start trading lower, I'm thinking that we could now break lower with a fair value gap break structure to the downside, and then I could get short. But you can see the price action here is super choppy. You cannot really get anything here. Like, even if I wanted to get short, market didn't give me a reason to do so. So that's the reason why I didn't execute anything here. And I started to get a little bit frustrated and didn't really think of the idea of longs at all. But let's look at this. So actually, where could the longs have been viable option? Well, you can see this 9 a.m. candle, 9 to 10 a.m. candle. We have massive displacement higher. We have missed the first trade idea. We have this high, yet to be swept, and all the way up here. So, and then if we are actually bullish, we would then target the new week opening gap. So we can throw into trash the idea of sells after we flip this hourly fair value gap, which happens at the 9 a.m. candle close. So basically 9 a.m. candle close happens here. So when the candle closes, we have inversed the hourly gap, and order flow is officially changed bullish. The opening range happens usually between 9:30 and 10 a.m. So which means that 30-minute period of time you wanna kind of observe that and look if price is willing to come back to the opening range gap and close the gap or even trade to the consequent encroachment. In this case, that 30-minute time period has gone and we didn't even come too close to the CE, in which case, now that we have displaced higher and flipped the hourly gap, I'm just thinking that, okay, we're probably not going to have bearish day today, and in which case you could have changed your bias to bullish. Now, was there any trades? Well, in this price like there wasn't. We displaced way too quickly through the buy side, but we got, you remember these equal highs here. We tapped into this new week opening gap, traded lower. We didn't tap the CE though, which is important level. So after we sweep buy side, take the NWAG low, I'm interested in seeing if this 10 to 11 a.m. silver bullet session provides a setup here. So the session looks something like this. Is there a setup here? Well, if you want to get long, you have to see some type of sell side being created and swept, which happens here. Then we shift higher here. If you scale to like 30-second chart, you could probably see a fair value gap here, which you could execute. I don't trade second charts, so it doesn't really concern me. The first and only gap that is executable is up here. So you could have just executed this, stop at that low, and the target at that buy side. Now you need to be a little bit cautious because we already tapped that NWAG CE. But at this point, this is the silver bullet trade that really happened. Nothing else could have been executed really in here. We tapped that with like institutional order flow entry drill. That 15-minute fair value gap there. So, I'm not 100% sure if I would have executed this real time. But as an hindsight idea, it looks very good, and you want to study these kind of things.